Hey guys, cleanblade here, bringing another Pokemon TCG online deck profile, and today we're going to be looking into the Banette with Evolution Jammer. So yes, we are just going to be basically trying to shut off our opponent from evolving. It can be a really powerful attack if we are reversing Rayquaza or Mega Manectric, but the only bad thing is that we do only 20 damage. But it doesn't stop things like Wally, so keep that in mind because it only blocks things from the hand. So you really have to pay attention to that. So if they Wally and you're like, why can they still evolve through Wally? Because they can Wally from their deck or Evo Soda from their deck. So that's one way to get around this card. Just so you guys know, keep that in mind ahead of time. This deck isn't very great. It's basically a fun deck. It isn't very competitive, but we basically made it as competitive as it possibly could be. I've won a few games with this deck, but not too many. So let's just jump straight into the deck profile. We're running 3 Shaymin-ex just for the setup ability. In my opinion, the Shaymin-ex is really good. You really need to run it in this deck. It's kind of like Toad. It needs acceleration from Shaymin-ex, so we run 3 of them instead of 4. You could run 4 if you manage to find room. I just didn't want to cut extra things out of the deck as it is to make room for it. Then we, of course, are running 4 Shuppet. I don't think it really matters which Shuppet it is you use. You probably want to use the one with the most amount of HP. I had a ton of these. As you can see, I have 28 of them. So we're just using this one, plus I like the little artwork on it, so we're using this one. It has the attack Bleh. You really won't use it. Occasionally you might if you don't draw it into a Banette, but yeah. Other than that, you really aren't going to use it. Then, of course, we're running 4 Banette with Evolution Jammer. You could use Curse Drop every once in a while, but I don't think so. Really only if you have game with it, but yeah. Evolution Jammer is where it is at. You're doing 40 damage with a Muscle Band, and with Hypnotoxic Laser and a Verbank, you're doing 70 damage a hit, technically per turn, so you can add up your damage pretty quickly. So yeah, we're running 4 Bayonettes, and it has the Ancient Traits too, that you could evolve right away this turn, so that's really, really good. It means you can evolve turn 1 and attack turn 1 if you go second. So that is really important, keep that in mind. And then we're running 2 Scrap and 2 Dragalge with Poison Barrier, so our opponents just basically can't retreat. This is really important because a lot of decks, the Evolution Jammer, you're doing such little damage that people just retreat around you, so you really can't rack up the damage and you lose that way. But the Dragalge, when you have lasers, see where we are running 4 lasers, they just can't retreat while they're poisoned, and that comes into play. We are running Trump Card in this deck so we can recycle all of these things, and yes, I know it's coming close to the Trump Card ban list date, but it hasn't hit yet, so I'm going to continue doing decks around this Trump Card because people are so interested in decks like that because the format hasn't officially changed yet. So jumping into items now, we're running 3 Acrobike for acceleration. Not much to say about Acrobike, it's just a pretty consistent card. Then we're running 4 Crushing Hammers. Crushing Hammer is really good in this deck just because we kind of want to control our deck. Our opponent, we don't want them to attack a lot. When we start taking a lot of damage, we kind of lose this game because we really have such a low HP pool on Banette. I do believe Banette only has 90 HP. So the hammers help out a lot. We keep our opponent from attaching and keeping these big EX attackers up, so then we can do our thing. We just want to control the game, essentially. Once we control the game, we win the game that way. So that's why we're running 4 Crushing Hammers. Then we're running 2 Enhanced Hammers. Enhanced is just really good at this format, in my opinion. Everything's running some sort of special energy, whether it be DCE or strong energy. So we're running 2 Enhanced to counteract that. I will say this deck does kind of lose to Toad because you get item locked and they don't, if that makes sense. Because we run a lot of items in this deck just to kind of keep it faster than other decks, so we can actually Evolution Jammer for game, if that makes sense. But yeah, moving on from that, we are running 4 Hypnotoxic Lasers. It's just such a good card right now. Poisoned and asleep, it can be so crucial, and if they stay asleep, you're just pounding on the damage and just continually blocking them, and then you're flipping coins with heads and hammers, and you're using enhanced hammers, and you're just controlling everything. And this is what this deck likes to do. It likes to control the pace of the game, and once you do that, you win the game. Then we're running 1 switch Switch is just really good in this deck. Sometimes you need everything in this deck has one retreat cost. It's not the biggest of deals, but occasionally you just like, I need to switch out my Dragalge instead of, you know, I only have the one energy in hand. So I need to attach this to my Banette, switch my Dragalge, put out my Banette, and attack then. So the switch can come into pretty handy. And then we're running, how many Trainer's Mails was it? 3 Trainer's Mails. That's it. We're running 3 Trainer's Mails. Just essentially a staple nowadays, so why not run it? Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You can get a laser, you can get a Verbank. It's like free things, so we just run 3 of them. They're so good. Then we're running 4 Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball's so good. It's really good in this deck because even if we have an active Shuppet, we can just turn 1 Evolve into Bayonet, even if it was just placed down that turn. So that's really, really, really important in this deck. Plus we run 3 Shaymin, so that's even more important and it gives us even more draw power. So Ultra Ball is just like the MVP of this deck. It keeps things going really fast. Then we're running 2 Lysander, just so that our opponent may retreat and he may have like a lower HP Pokemon in the bench. We might already be like, oh, all I need to do is kill this Jirachi and we win. So we just Lysander out the Jirachi and kill it and we win. And then we're running 1 Trump card. Yes, I know this card's banned on the 15th. It doesn't give me a reason to stop playing it though yet. So we are running 1 Trump card. Until the 15th, I will always run Trump card. I think this deck is dead after Trump card ban. I don't think you're winning any games with this deck just because you need lasers and crushing hammers and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Then we are running 4N. We really don't want to discard a lot of cards, so we run 4N. But we also do run 4 Sycamore right here because we do need the draw power from that. And when you're ahead, N can be a double-edged sword, so keep that in mind. Though it usually takes us a while to take prizes, so also keep that in mind. Then we're running 1 Skyla. Skyla's just really good in this deck. You can Skyla out Verbanks, hammers, lasers, anything that you really need. It can be really clutch in this deck, but we're only running 1 because any more than that is kind of cloggy. Then we're running 3 Verbanks. We really need to run this card for the pure reason that it puts 2 extra damage counters for poison damage. So we're now doing 30 damage on laser, which is really, really important in this deck. We're only doing 20 damage originally with Evolution Jammer, so you have to remember that. So then you equip a Muscle Band, and now you're doing 40 damage on Evolution Jammer, plus Verbank Laser means you're doing 70. That's really, really a big power boost just for 1 energy. It's like Landorus's Hammerhead almost, in that sense, if that makes sense. So you really need Verbanks. Then, of course, we're running 2 Muscle Band, as I just stated. Muscle Band's just really good in this deck. We can recycle them with Trump cards, so we don't need more than 2 or anything like that. So, yeah, it's basically pretty standard. Then for our energies, we're just running 8 energies. You have no problem trying energies in this deck. You don't want to run too many energies because you do still want to run a lot of item cards, of course, so then you have your draw power. But, yeah, we're just running the 2... Psychic Energy. So basically the concept of the deck is Evolution Jammer all your opponent's evolutions, Mega Manectric, Mega Rayquaza, all that stuff, it's Slurpuffs even, and they just can't do anything about it. And you just win by controlling their evolution states, and it can be really good. So yeah, that's the entire deck profile essentially. You just Evolution Jammer for game overall. It's pretty fun deck, I would say, so I say you guys should try it out at least. I think it's a really fun deck to play. It can be kind of frustrating when you draw dead, but what deck is it? But yeah, so thank everybody here for watching this video. It means so much to me. You guys just do a lot for me, and your community welcomed me in quite nice, so I thank you guys all for watching and everything. And I thank you guys all for your support. If you guys liked the video, hit the thumbs up button down below. Even subscribe even if you liked it that much. And if you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Tell me what you think you would change, or tell me what I did wrong in this video. Give me some insight, if you know what I'm saying. Don't just be like, dislike, I don't like you. Because I want to know how I can improve. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.